The 1960s, a golden era for automotive design worldwide. It was a time when car makers weren't just chasing horsepower, but expressing bold identities through lines, curves, and details. Names like the Mustang, Corvette, and E-Type became icons. But beyond the spotlight were hidden gems, brilliantly designed cars, that time and market trends quietly left behind. They didn't make magazine covers. They weren't cast in blockbuster films. But if you ever saw one in real life, you'd probably say, "How have I never heard of this car?" In today's video, let's explore 12 breathtakingly beautiful cars from the 1960s, from the US, the UK, Italy, even Japan, that you've probably never heard of, but will absolutely never forget. 1962, Studebaker Avanti. Imagine living in America in 1962. The Cold War is tense. People dream of reaching the moon, and the auto industry is entering a bold era of reinvention. In that context, Studebaker, a struggling car maker, unleashed the Avanti, a two-door coupe, unlike anything ever seen on American roads. The Avanti had a fiberglass body, not metal, and was designed in just 40 days by Raymond Loewy's legendary team. Dual headlights, a long hood, and no front grille gave it a spaceship-like, futuristic yet strange appearance. But Avanti wasn't just weird-looking. The high-performance R2 version featured a supercharged 289 cubic inch V8 engine, pushing out 290 horsepower, capable of hitting 178 miles per hour in speed tests. That was mind-blowing for the early 60s. Unfortunately, the Avanti flopped commercially. Production delays, quality issues, and Studebaker's decline led to the model being cancelled after just 2 years. 1965, Buick Riviera Grand Sport. If there was ever an American coupe that could rival European luxury cars in elegance, it would be the 1965 Buick Riviera Grand Sport. In an era when American car design was often loud and flashy, the Riviera stood out with its refined, balanced, and surprisingly graceful presence. Its most striking feature was the boat-tail rear, sharp like a yacht, paired with a low, long body and bold character lines. The recessed hourglass-shaped grille and hidden headlights gave it an understated luxury look, almost like a Maserati built in Michigan. The Grand Sport version came equipped with a 425 cubic inch Super Wildcat V8 engine, producing 360 horsepower, paired with a super turbine 400 automatic transmission and limited slip differential. It wasn't just a pretty face, it was a highway beast. Yet, the Riviera GS never gained the fame of the Mustang or GTO. Why? Maybe it was too elegant, too refined, too gentlemanly for the muscle car craze of the 1960s. Today, the Riviera GS stands as a timeless design icon, a car that blends American power with European sophistication. 1966, Oldsmobile Toronado. At first glance, the Toronado looked like it came from the future. Muscular sides, a low roofline, and a sharply tapered rear for aerodynamic flow. The flat front with hidden headlights made it appear as a seamless sculpture. Hard to believe this was a production car from 1966. Underneath that bold body was front-wheel drive, the first time in decades on a powerful American car. Power came from a 425 cubic inch rocket V8, producing 385 horsepower, sent to the front wheels through a unique turbo-hydromatic transmission. The result? A ride that was both smooth and ferocious, unlike anything else on the road. But its radical nature also made it seem too complicated, leading to a slow fade from public favor. Today, The Toronado is remembered as a technical milestone, a car that dared to break every rule. 1960 Chrysler 300F. When people think of vintage Chryslers, luxury comes to mind. But in 1960, the brand merged two seemingly opposite worlds, raw performance and upper-class elegance, creating the Chrysler 300F. One glance and it's unforgettable. Soaring tail fins like wings, a proud wide grille, and a body as sleek and long as a time-traveling ship. This wasn't just a car, it was a design statement. Inside, the 300F continued to impress with swiveling bucket seats, premium leather, and an aircraft-inspired dashboard. But what truly made it special was its engine, a 413 cubic inch wedge V8 with ram induction dual long-tube intakes pumping out 375 horsepower. Despite weighing nearly 2 tons, this coupe accelerated like a beast and cruised like a limo. It was once compared to touring Ferraris for its highway driving finesse. However, due to its high price and limited production, the 300F was soon overshadowed by cheaper muscle cars. Yet for true car lovers, this remains one of the finest letter cars Chrysler ever built. 1965 Panhard 24CT. Compact, elegant, and full of character, the 24CT stood out with its two-door coupe body, gracefully curved glass, dual round headlights, and panoramic roof. Every element exuded minimalist sophistication, pure French style. But what truly set the 24CT apart was under the skin, a tiny air-cooled 848 cubic centimeter flat twin boxer engine, weighing just about 100 kilograms. Thanks to its lightweight body and aerodynamic shape, this little machine could reach up to 100 miles per hour. Quite a feat for such a small engine. With its rigid monocoque chassis and fully independent suspension, the 24CT offered a smooth, balanced ride more reminiscent of a lightweight sports car than a commuter coupe. Despite being a symbol of modern French design, the Panhard 24CT was quickly eclipsed by giants like Citroën and Peugeot, and Panhard stopped making passenger cars just a few years later. 1967 Marcos GT 1600. The Marcos GT 1600 was visually striking, an impossibly long hood, ultra-low profile, and gracefully curved fastback tail. It looked like an arrow in motion, one of the most aerodynamic designs of the 1960s. Its engine came from Ford, a reliable 1.6-liter inline-4, and thanks to the lightweight wooden frame, the car weighed just around 700 kilograms. That power-to-weight ratio delivered quick acceleration and razor-sharp handling with raw road feel. Inside, the cockpit was simple yet snug, with vintage aircraft-style gauges and a racing-focused layout. Despite its potential, Marcos was a small company with limited funding and distribution, so the GT 1600 was produced in very limited numbers. 1964 Renault 8 Gordini. You might not expect a tiny French sedan to become a performance icon, but that's exactly what the Renault 8 Gordini did. Debuting in 1964, the R8 Gordini was the high-performance version of Renault's humble R8. It looked innocent, with its boxy shape and compact four-door layout. But its deep blue paint, with dual white racing stripes, gave away its true identity. Under the hood was a 1.1-liter engine, tuned to 95 horsepower, impressive for a car weighing under 850 kilograms. With a 4-speed manual gearbox, refined suspension, and 4-wheel disc brakes, it was built to tear up rally stages with surprising aggression. The R8 Gordini wasn't just fast, it became a cultural symbol. Renault even created a dedicated racing series, the Coupe Gordini, that introduced thousands of young drivers to motorsports. Today, this little sedan is seen as the grandfather of future French hot hatches, from the Renault 5 Turbo to the Clio RS. 1963. Chevrolet Corvair, Monza Spider. The Monza Spider was the sporty version of the Corvair, featuring smooth lines, a low-slung body, and a tight rear end, reminiscent of European coupes. But its secret weapon was under the trunk, a 2.4-liter rear-mounted flat-six engine with a turbocharger, producing 150 horsepower, impressive for its time. With RWD, balanced weight distribution, and a low center of gravity, the Monza Spider offered engaging handling and cornering, something rare in American cars of the era. Some even called it Detroit's budget Porsche. But Corvair's fate changed when Ralph Nader released Unsafe at Any Speed, criticizing its rear suspension design. Although the Monza Spider wasn't the main target, the entire Corvair line fell under scrutiny and sales plummeted. Today, the Monza Spider is being re-evaluated as a brave experiment by Chevrolet, breaking tradition, exploring new tech. Had it been born in Europe, perhaps it would have become a legend. 1965, Eso Revolta R300. Ever heard of a car with an Italian soul and an American heart? The Eso Revolta R300 is exactly that, a refined GT car designed by the legendary Giorgetto Giugiaro, powered by a robust V8 from Chevrolet. Introduced in 1965, the IR300 was built for Europe's elite, those who wanted elegant styling without the headaches of fragile Italian engines. Its exterior resembled a Ferrari or Maserati, but simpler, cleaner, and beautifully proportioned. Classic early Giugiaro. Under the hood was a 327 cubic inch Chevrolet V8, delivering 300 horsepower. Powerful, reliable, and easy to maintain. With a lightweight body, independent suspension, and a solid chassis, the IR300 offered high-speed cruising comfort, a true grand tourer. Though praised for its engineering and aesthetics, Eso couldn't match the production scale of Ferrari or Jaguar. Only a few thousand units were made before the brand shifted focus to more exotic models like the Eso Grifo. 1967. Mazda Cosmo Sport 110S. Before the 1960s, Japan wasn't known for building sports cars, but in 1967, Mazda did what no one else dared. They introduced the Cosmo Sport 110S, the world's first sports car powered by a Wankel rotary engine. The Cosmo 110S had stunning looks: low-slung body, flowing lines, a long front, and tight rear, reminiscent of a compact Ferrari. But the real shocker lay under the hood. A tiny 982 cubic centimeter rotary engine producing 110 horsepower, rivaling many 2.0-liter cars of the time. Weighing just around 950 kilograms with independent suspension, the Cosmo delivered sharp handling, great road feel, and a distinctive rotary sound that made it stand out wherever it went. Mazda hand-built only 1,176 Series 1 units and under 1,200 of Series 2, making it exceptionally rare. Though never widely sold outside Japan, the Cosmo Sport proved that Japan could compete in the world of performance cars. 1966. Jensen Interceptor. If you ever dreamed of a car that blended European design with American power, the Jensen Interceptor is your answer. Built by the small British firm Jensen Motors, the Interceptor is one of the most unique and forgotten grand tourers of the 1960s. Its design was initially sketched by Carrozzeria Touring in Italy and refined by Ghia, resulting in a stunning fastback coupe with a distinctive wraparound rear glass, still instantly recognizable today. Under the hood lay a 6.3-liter Chrysler FIV8, pumping out 330 horsepower, a bold choice for a British car maker at the time. This gave the Interceptor elegant looks with serious muscle, reaching 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 7 seconds. Inside, the cabin was rich with real leather, wood trim, and an aircraft-inspired dashboard, a sporty yet luxurious experience, almost like a performance Bentley. However, due to its high price and limited production, the Interceptor couldn't match the sales numbers of bigger names and faded into obscurity outside the UK. Today, the Jensen Interceptor is a collector's gem, a GT that blends European soul, American muscle, and timeless charm. 1963 Glass GT. Introduced in 1963 by Hans Glass GmbH, the Glass GT featured elegant lines penned by famed Italian designer Pietro Frua. With its long hood, fastback rear, and gently curved roofline, it looked like a mini Maserati, built in Bavaria. Initially offered with 1.0-liter or 1.3-liter four-cylinder engines, the Glass GT was light and efficient. A later 1.7-liter version brought more performance, making the car feel truly sporty. With a stiff chassis, independent suspension, and light weight, it handled with surprising agility. But Glass was a small company and couldn't compete for long. In 1966, BMW acquired Glass, and the GT was briefly rebadged as the BMW 1600 GT before production ceased entirely. Today, the Glass GT represents a brief but bold chapter in automotive history. When a small dreamer designed something so beautiful, it caught the eye of a giant. The cars in today's list may not be famous, featured in movies, or showcased in major museums. But that's exactly what makes them special. They represent unfiltered creativity, when car makers dared to experiment, to break rules, and sometimes go too far ahead of their time. Whether from Italy, Germany, America, Britain, or Japan, each car carries its own story, a small chapter in the golden book of 1960s automotive design. Which car impressed you the most? Have you ever seen, or even driven, one of these in real life? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. If you love journeys like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another deep dive into forgotten classics. See you in the next adventure through vintage car history.